or for money? What do you pick when you want to choose a partner? They say love makes the world go round. But then there's also the Bible that says money answers everything. And then that same Bible says that love is as strong as death. So very conflicting views, but do we have to choose? Wouldn't it be nice to just find love and money? And why can't you have your own money and then just love someone for the benefit of loving them? Why does it have to even be a choice? But if it must, then which one do you choose? Thank you for heading over to our social media pages, and we asked the question on Facebook. So thank you for that. Ooh, I love that. What do you consider first before jumping into a relationship, love or money? Share your views with us. So I love the dollar bills, yo, dollar bills. Okay, I'm not going to get distracted. Abdullah says money any day. Wow, Abdullah. Oh my God. Yeboah says love is the mainstay of any meaningful relationship, whilst job is for money. The interesting is couples who are truly in love, truthful and hardworking can build generational wealth together. I love that. Yaros says character. Yaros, character is not in the... This is how people fill multiple choice questions. So, like, the two options are love and money. Anyway, okay. Good morning, Yaros, by the way. Thank you for engaging. Nilimo says, I have learned lessons, so money any day, the love will follow. Nilian says, wow, this question is for the ladies. Anyway, I will consider the love first. Oh, Grace says love. And thank you for getting interactive with us. Continue to tell us what you think. On our social media, Facebook is Joy News. So I have two good friends who are joining me this morning via Zoom, which is the technical term, to help us dissect and to help you make a decision if you are trying to decide whether you want to go for love or for money. I have Gifty. Oh my God, who looks this resplendent this early in the morning? You have made my English come out this morning. But you need to unmute. Unmute, oh, Tom. Okay, great. Gifty, good morning.
Good morning, Anymore.
Oh, it's so good to see you. Hello there.
Good to see you too. Hello, I miss you, sis.
Oh, I miss you too. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. We also have Yao Sompa joining us as well. Yao, your face is dark. Put on your light. What is that?
My study is a bit dark.
Turn towards the light. Face the light. Face the light. Okay. Face the light.
Does it work?
It works. I think it works.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Great.
And that is a lesson for life. Face the light. Okay. Well, hello there.
Hello.
Oh, I'm loving the painting on your wall. The what? And it's an eagle, right? The eagle thingy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you that. I'm sure it has some deep significant.
It's not that deep.
Significant.
The next one is the map. It's the map that traces the history of the Asante people from Mesopotamia till current day Akan. So
Mesopotamia. Yeah, dear, you are coming to kill us this morning. Oh.
No, it's not that deep.
But the eagle, I do love. Who painted it for you?
You want us to do a free ad for somebody?
Oh, why not?
Right?
It's beautiful.
Irene's Belinda is actually a lady.
Oh, she
does great.
She does really great paintings. It's really nice. I love it. Okay, so let's get into the conversation. And this conversation was sparked because I was speaking to an old woman, proper old. She's like 79, 80-ish. And it was funny, in the course of the conversation, she was talking about the fact that, like, men are, I don't know how to translate it, like, men are plenty fishes, so she doesn't understand what the whole fuss is about these days, about, people saying that, oh, they can't find men, da. And so it came, I was like, well, how it is, people want money, people want love, people are married for different things. And she was like, well, actually, in all her experience, she finds that it's better if you marry somebody who has money, because the love will come. but when there's no money, the love dies. And I thought, okay, I wonder how many other people think like that. So let me take your initial views on topic, love or money, and please don't say both. Please. So Gifty, do you want to go first?
Yes, thank you. And I think what you don't want to hear is what we would eventually say. I don't know about Yao, but it will finally culminate into the fact that both will come in. But my initial comments will be that I believe God created love before he created money. The union between Adam and Eve were that of pure love. Yes, somebody will contend with me that Adam was already in the garden and he was working and blah, 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 blah. But the presence of Eve changed the dynamics. And so it became a standard that love first. And throughout the Bible, which I believe in, the Bible will go on to say that hope, faith, and love, the greatest is love. You know, if you do all things, speak all tongues, do all things, and you don't have love, then you are like a clanging cymbal or whatever. So the emphasis has been on love, and it is because of love that even Christ came. So for me, my initial comment would be that in choosing a partner, love first. Because all things can fade. All things. I mean, if you say money or wealth, you can lose all of that in a day. But the only thing that will make a relationship go on and on and on after wealth is lost or after the very difficult moments of life is faced is love. So I will ordinarily look at love, choosing love over money if I have that, or if I am faced with such a challenge. But nonetheless, the same Bible says, money answers all things. Every disease has its healing through money. And so somebody will say, well, money can buy you love. Not necessarily. They are very different and they are contextualized differently when it comes to finding a partner. So I would choose love. That's my initial comment.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What about you?
It's interesting. She started with love and ends up telling us money answers all things. But, you know, the irony is really rife. Like, I can't even begin to think about it. But I mean, I can hear her when she says that it starts with love, but definitely want money. In that admission is literally saying that don't forget about love until you have money. But I think, and I think that is without a doubt that at least if you're a young man, please get money, because I think that the reality, one of the things in your question I liked yesterday was the reality check, the reality of it. I think that, and I will start from as long back as Plato, way back. He has a very interesting quote, which is that the goddess of love lives in the state of need. And it's interesting, right? If the goddess of love lives in the state of need, what was these guys thinking several years before modern civilization? What does he know that makes us think that the goddess of love lives in the state of need? You understand that human beings have two fundamental cravings. Of course, I always go back to Abraham Maslow because he's told us something that is very fundamental of all of us. And at the base of all our needs is not love. Social things come third on the hierarchy. Fundamentally, you're looking for physiological needs. And in the physiological needs, you're looking for what to eat. Yes, sex may be physiological, but sex is not love. You know, so physiologically, you're looking for what to eat. If you don't have what to eat, I mean, where do you place love in the circles of when I don't have what to eat? Even when you have what to eat, the most important thing that comes after that is security. And if anybody is an ambassador for security, it's definitely women, right? And security is a natural desire. We sometimes tend to find it in love because then we tend to have stability. We're confident that the person we have this social relationship with would grant us a bit more than our need for security. But fundamentally, that quest for security goes beyond. I can understand the human being is acutely social, so we want people. But that social wanting and wanting people as a part of the functional part of a human being does not have to be love. What exactly is love? Of course, the scientists will tell us is a chemical reaction in the brain, the part that is almost fundamental to reward, and there is an intensity with emotional reaction. So the point I'm making is that fundamentally, love is somewhere in the scale of life. But that pursuit of thrive, adventure, that need for wanting to have intensity with somebody comes almost the pathway after you found what is very basic to life. And what is very basic to life does not happen without money. But interestingly, Helen Fisher, who is a researcher in love, gives a very interesting data. And I would say this before we go on. So these are my initial comments, actually. Helen Fisher has a research which basically says that they had a sample study and asked all the people they asked if you've ever fallen in love. And out of all the people who had fallen in love, they asked them the question, have you ever left the person who intensely you loved, or has somebody you intensely loved left you before? It was interesting that 95% of the respondents thought that, yes, they had loved people intensely, but they have left that person, or that person has left them at a point in time. And I'm sure if I asked Gifty, I'm sure, and if I ask you anyone, you ask me, I'm sure we've all let people we thought we were madly in love go.
Yeah, of course.
And the question is why? If love is such the pursuit, why could we not hold on to it when we thought we had found it, right? And so I just want us to have a foundation. Again, these are my introductory views. I don't think that
you stop saying these are your introductory views. Now this thesis that you've given us, no, it can't be introductory views. So
no.
Hey, brah, we beg you,
We're
Professor.
starting the conversation.
We started from some goddess in some country somewhere, and now we've come to some research somewhere.
Just to make the point
What's
that brother
introductory?
choose money. That's all, brother. Choose money.
Choose money. Wow, yeah, really?
Brother, choose money.
Okay, so you see, when you say choose money, do you mean for yourself put the acquisition of money first before you look for love, or are you saying that when you're picking a wife, pick a woman who has the capacity to make money over a woman who has the capacity to love and nurture? Because those are two very, very different.
I agree, and that's why I said it's an interesting and a difficult question, because now you're basically putting the responsibility to need money in the choice of whether or not I place that responsibility with a third party,
Exactly.
in terms of my choice with them,
Exactly.
or is it my personal pursuit for wanting or needing money first before then I go for somebody who probably will just love me when I have the money? And so I get the dynamics of the question. It's a little difficult, but if I were attempting to answer the question, this is what I would say. As it pertains to the choice, of course, everybody wants what they don't have. And so if you don't have money, perhaps don't choose a partner who would add to the burden of not having money. And if you perhaps have money and then you don't have to worry about the need, then just maybe if everything she would spend all your money, and if everything she won't be productive in the pursuit of that which is necessary for life, and you can foot the bill, maybe, just maybe, because you have enough money, it wouldn't matter. Perhaps go for love. But then it would have answered the question, I have money, and so I'm only looking for love because I have answered the first question, which is the most important thing, which is money. I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yeah, absolutely. I get what you're saying. So, okay. So, Gifty, I mean, what about you? Let me put, the same thing to you. Do we look for somebody who has the capacity to make money or the capacity to love and to nurture? And why is it that in our society today, we're placing the acquisition of wealth on a third party, like Yao is saying,
Anymore, it
Yes.
comes to, as Yao has said, individual preferences and individual needs. There are some people who would ordinarily want to have a lot of money, and they don't care about whether somebody loves them or not, because to them, money answereth all things, as I initially said. And then there are other ones who are more concerned about the deeper connections that they will have with other people rather than, let's say, you being splashed with wealth. But I have seen this recent paradigm where there is a lot of burden on a third party to make wealth in order to sustain a relationship. For me, it is neither here nor there, because I have initially said that yes, we have the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We have our physiological needs, our social needs, and whatever, before we get to where we are so satisfied that we don't even have any need anymore. We just want to bask in the glory of having no need. Okay. But despite that fact, Yao has admitted that we are social beings. Okay. And the basic need of a human being, really, yes, to satisfy the physiological need. But imagine a world with you alone in it anymore, and with nobody else, with nobody to show you affection, with nobody to show you care, with nobody to show you compassion. How would that be? Okay, so you can have all the wealth, but without love, I mean, without somebody being there to nurture you, okay, to give you that need that goes beyond the physical, physiological needs, it becomes nothing. Okay, so wealth, we are all shouting wealth, and now you need money, and now you need money, and no, for me, love.
For you, love.
See, I'll say this again. Right now we are young, so we think, oh, and I mean, yes, or when I get a lot of money, I can buy love, or I can get whichever woman, even Miss Ghana, I can get her in my home. On the other side, oh, if I'm so rich, then I can get any man at all coming into my corner. It is not true. When you grow, let's say after retirement, that is when you know that you rather need a companion. You rather need somebody who will love you, and not somebody who is necessarily.
You can build a whole nursing home and bring people in. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it will still not take away the fact that you need that person.
But that doesn't have to be love. It's just the social. It's just friendship. It's a whole village. It doesn't have to be
friendship.
The exclusivity of one person. I'm just saying.
Hey, Yao.
Sorry, I'm not the host. I'm very sorry.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I'm just very sorry.
Because Yao, let's say, let's do something. You have a lot of friends. Okay, you have a lot of friends. Let's just say, unfortunately, you are ill. Okay, and the part of your body that is ill requires delicate care. All right, not all your friends can do that for you, except somebody who cares a lot about you, who will go the extra mile to take care of that need, that specific need of getting that body part healed, and nurse that body part back to life. A nurse or an ordinary nurse or a doctor can give you medication, but I tell you, true love heals faster than medication.
Preach.
So for me, yeah, you may laugh at it, but for me,
no, I'm not discounting it. I'm saying preach. I mean,
for me, yes, I am not discounting the fact that money should come in at a point. I am not discounting that fact, because then what is it if you love somebody and you are hungry, or you love somebody and you can't have the little necessities of life? No,
Yeah.
that is not so on. So the money will come in, but we are looking at priorities. Okay, so should we prioritize love or should we prioritize money? I would choose love as a woman, but I understand your perspective as a man, because societal needs, societal expectations are that you provide the needs of a woman, and so there's a lot of burden on a man to provide, to give. Okay, in response to a woman's love. And in that respect, you as a man will come across as telling the world that for a man, a branch is physical. But I will say that in all these, love is the greatest. And I will go for love when I am supposed to choose a partner over money.
Okay, I mean, that's interesting.
You see, and you see, Gifty is doing an amazing work. The cultural context is important. And so I hear when she says that in our cultural context, you may not be able to buy care though you have money. But that's not universal, right? You can buy a private nurse, you can buy care more than any family could give you.
You can.
So, but I hear her cultural context, where the cultural context may not afford me the opportunity to buy a private nurse. But indeed, if I have enough money, I could just fly myself out on a first class and get the best care wherever. So the point to be made is that if we're talking wealth, we're not talking about, that which you barely goes around. I'm not talking about, choosing an 8-to-5 job where you barely have a salary. I'm talking about wealth,
Okay, but yeah, let me interrupt you to ask you this question, okay? And let me put it in context for you. I think it was last week or so. I was driving around in East Legon with a couple of friends, and we saw this beautiful house. When I say beautiful, I mean stunning house. And one of my friends was like, "Oh God, please give me a husband who has money so I can live in a house like this." And then I laughed and I said, "Oh God, please give me the ability to make so much wealth that I can buy a house like this for myself." Because, as the years have gone by, you realize that when you're in a relationship or when you're picking a partner, and money is not an issue on the table because you don't need a man or a woman because of their money, your choices and what you look for are very different.
I agree.
So my question is, why are we still so focused on putting that ability to change our status, our social status, our financial status, and all of that? Why must that be tied with someone else? All the effort that we put. For example, I'm almost done. For example, this morning on the front page of the newspaper, there was a story about how women spend an average of about 26,500 cedis to get a slim, thick body. So slim waist, bigger butt, whatever it is. And my question is, what are they doing this for? Most of them are doing it so that they can attract the type of men who have money and are attracted to this so that they can change their lives. But my thing is, if you have 26,500 cedis, why don't you walk into a financial advisor's office and ask them how you can make that seed money and make enough money so that if your stomach is big, you can walk around with your big stomach. If your bottom is flat, your bottom is flat, but you have your own money. Do you know what I mean? So when are we going to kind of work in that mindset so that we're not doing all these things so that burden of wealth is on the other person? Then it completely changes the conversation. Nobody will ask you, for love or money, because damn, I have my own money, so I don't want that from you.
And anyway, I completely agree with you. And I think that the question you asked, which I said was difficult, I was careful to distinguish that if you place a responsibility on the third person, then it's almost like you're giving them the powers to give you that which is necessary for life.
Yeah.
But I'm one of the people who think that a man should make his own money, a woman should make his own money. And then the conversation of wanting a bond that is stronger then goes beyond money. But you and I can also acknowledge the cultural context, where, as Gloria said, it appears that the cultural narrative is that the man provides the money.
Gloria.
Gifty, sorry, forgive me. Where Gifty says that the man provides the money, right? It's a cultural template.
But do you know
And
that, Yao, and correct me if I'm wrong, you will probably have a lot more information on this. We perpetuate this cultural template of the man must provide the money. But is it not shocking to admit that in a lot of homes, the women are low-key the providers? Because they're the ones who are sitting in Makola, they're the ones who are working, they're the ones who are paying their children's school fees, they're the ones who are seeing their husbands through school, or they're the ones who are watching over their husbands when they lose their jobs because they are in the informal sector and working. So sometimes I wonder why this cultural context of the man as a provider is when low-key, the women are paying
the
the
woman
bills.
is the breadwinner.
Exactly.
I mean, somebody is going to have to provide the bread, and if the man can't, the woman can, or the woman will, because women are absolutely industrious and absolutely have ways of finding things that a man probably would only dream of. Not generally, but on the averages. But you see, there is something which is called contempt, which John Gottman, for example, says is the #1 predictor of divorce.
Yeah,
right?
the horsemen. Yeah, one of
The
the
four
four
horsemen. Contempt is the biggest problem. Is a woman likely to be more contemptuous if the man cannot provide in a cultural context like ours? The answer is most likely a yes.
Yeah.
So the idea that she may provide, and that is why, I mean, they can put your food in the bowl and roll it down. Kofi Papa, you know, and those are the realities. And if you're a man, and they put your food in a bowl and roll it on the ground, by the time it gets to you, if there's some on the plate, bless your soul. But I mean, how do you even function as a man? It's almost certain that a man would have no need, no love or no respect or no affinity if it's not crossed a certain basic social lines, whether in money or in a certain social status. He most likely won't be seen by anybody. But a woman most likely will get noticed on her pulchritude, just the fact that she's pretty. And so I think that the dynamics and the cultural context is different. But I completely agree with you when you say that the responsibility should be personal. So your friend should ask yourself, how can I build the same house so that a man does not have to treat me in a way that placates his emotions or that suits his emotions? Because if he has this and he's bringing you in, he's bringing you in for a need he wants. And so if you can't meet a need he has, then you probably won't find use in his life, right? So I think that we should all take personal responsibility for how we all make wealth. And then the conversation for finding a partner would be easier, because I'm not coming here to fish. I am coming here in order to give love and to want love. And then in that arrangement where love is now paramount, money may probably recede to the background because we already have it, so we can take it for granted. You know, but there is an interesting data point by Northwestern Mutual, which is a financial house, which did a personal finance study. And anymore, I would surprise you that 41% of the respondents said that at some point, financial anxieties has significant impact on the relationship of spouse. Yeah. Actually, 1 out of 5 says that they once in a month, 1 out of 5 is about 20%, say they fight about money once every month. Right. And so the conversations are that if there is no money, you're going to fight about it. But if we can all decide and say that, you know what, I have my money, I will have my money. Can you also come to the table with at least the potential of making money? Then the conversation is easier. You know, otherwise 1 out of 5 people are going to fight. Even we don't fight, somebody is going to get contempt. Somebody is going to look at the other person with contempt, and contempt will break the marriage.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Gifty, did you want to add anything to that point before I ask my next question?
He has eruditely explained this, and it's fantastic the way he has gone. But I just want to add that yes, currently low key, most women are breadwinners. I call them the Breadwinners Association. I know their president. I'll one day announce her, you know, but I mean, coming back to this conversation, it's good that we contextualize it to also mean that if we should bring back the cultural perspectives and the social perspectives, things have changed. Because when men were supposed to be the only providers, women were supposed to be the only supporters. But now, my husband is gone. I'll be on my way shortly. So it means both of us are on our way. All right? We are all trying to bring in something. And it erodes the fact that the man should be the only responsible person. But coming back to your East Legon house, I believe that's the conversation that we should start having. Should it be only the responsibility of the third party, of the man or of the other woman, to make the wealth so that the other party comes to enjoy? Should that be it? Or should it be that we are all wealthy, as Yao said? So we are coming in with our different forms of wealth, but we are coming in to seek each other's love, which is the basic for me that I would choose in a partner before going for the wealth.
Yeah.
So I am in absolute agreement with Yao and with all that he has discussed so far, that yes, culturally, yes, this. But contextually, I believe that it's about time that we also acknowledge that it is not the third party alone that is supposed to bring something to the table. I believe if this is a conversation for two people who have already started talking, then it should be, what are you bringing to the table and what am I bringing to the table? Because you know.
Okay, well, good point there. Let me go to the phone lines now because Ben is joining us from Cape Coast. And if you'd like to phone in, you can do that. The number is 0302-211-691, 0302-211-692. Gifty and Yao will be staying with us as we kind of just talk to you guys, and then we'll come back and, argue a little bit more. But Ben is calling from Cape Coast. Hello, Ben. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
Hello. Yes. My Merry Christmas to
Thank you.
all
of us, yes. Right
good
back
morning,
at you.
madam. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So what do you think? For love or for
Actually,
money?
I'm enjoying the whole discussion. You placed two powerful words. You placed two powerful words in there. The whole thing is that love and money. The money and love were created by God for our use. And so in this case, love is good, money is good. But one way or the other, I believe strongly that love is of God. And he imputed love in us. I'm very happy about Madam Gifty expressing love from the beginning in Eden, where Adam had expressed you are the bone of my bone, a flesh of my flesh. He was expressing love, and so on and so forth. And also money. Bible says that a hand that does not work must not eat. So we are supposed to work and make money and so on and so forth. But my little challenge is with Mr. Yao Sompa. I was just watching him, the way he was just doing the grammar thing in the trying to express it from the learned point of view and so on and so forth. Madam, let me be honest with you. When you are sick and you are dying and you have all the monies in this world and then you have nothing to do with God, to be honest with you, you will die and your money will remain.
But Ben, the conversation is not about God.
Yes, I understand. But the love that you are talking there is not of a human being. God gave us love to love ourselves.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying is that you are talking about love here. Where did love come from? Did love come from a human being? Never. Love came from God. He said we should love one another. You see what I'm saying? Love one another. This love thing, it has never been a human creation. It is from God to us and from man to a woman, from a woman to woman. And Madam Gifty quoted 1 Corinthians 13. He says that if you don't have love, you are this, you are, you mention all that. When you read through, you give you what love does to human beings. So that love, and when you take love also into sexuality, you notice that love also play a role there. God gave us sex to have pleasure and procreation. All of this, God brought it to a human being. But at the end of the day, people will choose money more than love. People will choose love more than money. But I believe strongly that both have to move together. You can't just love a man because of his money. And then what kind of love are we talking about? So please, I believe strongly that both money and love, they are very relevant in our lives on earth. But we must not use love to exchange money. And then how do we call that love? Is it the earthly one? I mean, how is love expressed?
Okay.
Do we have to express love in monetary terms, or then we express love in godly terms?
Okay.
How human beings, how are we going to do that?
Okay. All right, Ben, thank you so much for your submission there. I would like to say that I think that maybe you misunderstood Yao a little bit, but I'm not going to defend the lawyer. He's perfectly capable of defending himself. What I am going to do is speak to Rich from Doma before I come back to Yao. Hello, Rich. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi. So what do you think, for love or for money?
Okay, yeah, before I go on with my points, I would like to say something about what my brother just said right now about his submission. I think he's getting everything wrong about the discussion, because from my understanding, the discussion is solely about our social life, but not our religious life.
Yes, please.
So in an attempt to step into the biblical means of it, then it's like he's getting it twisted. Because our social life and the religious life, and there are some points that sometimes conflict each other. So what he's talking about right now, putting the Bible and other stuff, it's not the social life we are living in. Because if the discussion is actually on that, then I may say the lawyer is not on track. But the discussion is solely about our social life, love or money. Like something we are talking about here is love that exists between a man and a woman, either be in a relationship or maybe marriage. But I'm not talking about love your neighbor as yourself, or maybe what the man is trying to talk about.
Okay.
That is my submission to about what I'm trying to say. But going on to my point, what I'm trying to say is that love as in relationship, money shouldn't come first. Because per my understanding, if you love someone, or maybe when you're going out with someone on a date, being cautious, dating or whatever, the responsibilities are not yours, because at that time you are dating, and her responsibility shouldn't be your own. But what my feeling is, if you have someone and she's in need of something, you have this feeling that, I need to help Akusia out of what she's suffering of. So try to help the person doesn't mean her stuff are your responsibility. She only becomes your responsibility when you got married to her, or when she got married to you. That is where that money thing comes in. But here we are today that when later you are going out with a lady, her responsibility becomes your own.
Yeah.
So that makes it first that you need to have money before you go in for love, because of our social understanding of love now.
Okay.
Because if some of the pastors, that my brother wants to add the biblical issues to it. When you are going to marry a woman, in some settings that I wouldn't want to mention, and they are going to this kind of pastor trying to advise, and then this are counseling services. Some pastors even demand for bank accounts to check how much you have in your account to be able to take care of the woman.
I didn't know that. Okay.
In our social life right now, it is money sentence, not even love again, because the money has come now instead of the love.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
Rich.
so,
Well, thank you so much for that. Great submission there. Let me speak to Ametrofe calling from Tema, Community 25. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Leke F1. So what's up? What do you think? For love or for money?
Yeah, the topic itself blew my mind this morning. Because it is something that's going on in society right now that maybe the men and both the men and women, we don't know where we are standing. Because I've said that, mostly there is money and there is love. And both money and love is God created them. But love is something that God has put into mankind. That no matter whether there's money or not, the love must show something so powerful that the money But now in society we have no money as a young guy, you cannot marry because what? The woman was asking you your level. Are you have money? Do you have a house? Do you have a car? Are you getting me? So it becomes that before you go to what maybe relationship, maybe you get married, you be thinking like you become so confused.
Okay.
But at times I've seen that generally or maybe in nature, you may broke, but after getting a woman of your life, that is when you got married with a person, something God can change your destiny. Money can come in.
I feel that's in my spirit.
Yeah.
God can change
But-
your destiny.
Yes.
Yes.
But maybe you are waiting that you are going to get money before God married and you remain broke.
You may
Your
broke.
wife can be your destiny helper.
She can be your destiny helper, bro.
Yeah, your wife can come in, your life will change.
One
A
time.
man can come into your life will change.
One time.
But if you are waiting for money before God married, then you are making a big mistake. And I know women right now, they have money, have beautiful houses, but they are looking for men.
No, man.
But the men are afraid of them because they don't know the source of their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mostly we are making mistake because what? Having money before marriage is a big mistake. Yes.
Okay.
Seeking for God will bring the woman in your life. Maybe you will have the money before getting married, fine. But if you don't have the money, don't wait for the money before God married. It's a big mistake. Please, that is my contribution.
Wait.
contribution this morning, please.
Wait. Before you go, please.
Yeah.
Do you have a church?
Please come again.
Do you have a church? Are you like a pastor?
I know I'm just a junior pastor. I'm just a junior pastor.
You're fun. I can feel the anointing this morning. I'm telling you. Fantastic. Thank you so much. You've really blessed us this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so
God bless
much.
you too.
Have a fantastic weekend. All right. Okay. Let's move on to Michael, calling us from Asin Fosu. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Hi, Michael. So what do you think for love?
Yeah, I really appreciate what our Madam was saying and talking about. Yet, with the issue of this money and love thing, it is killing most of our women. It's really killing most of our women because they see it to be like they have to get somebody who is rich and all those kind of flashy life things. But the time she will enter into the relationship and there's no love for her, and but the guys too, when they are having money, they take any woman that they want. So for my point, I have to say that we have to go for love because we had this same conversation at the office some time ago and it was really interesting. So when I saw that it is being discussed there, I just sat down and watched. I really agreed, Sister Gipsy, that you should continue advising our ladies and our guys so that they will choose love over money when it comes to relationships. Thank you.
Michael, thank you so much. Let's speak to Joseph, calling us from Upper East. Hello, Joseph. Good morning.
Yeah.
Joseph, so for love or for money?
Money.
Oh, okay. That was quite abrupt. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, why money?
Yeah. For money. Because I think it's only animals. Because to me, it's only animals that that go into relationship with not for money, but as for human beings, they go into relationship because the money exists.
Wow, Joseph, really?
Yeah, because animals don't have money, but human beings, there is something that motivates it. So
I don't know how you came up with this analogy, but okay, Joseph. Thank you so much for that. Let's talk to Michael, who's calling from Accra. Hello, Michael.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Michael. So what about you, for love or for money?
I mean, it's hard but definitely love.
Oh, definitely love?
In as much as I wouldn't totally agree because love also helps, money helps love. You should have money. I mean, some relationships won't thrive. Okay. How long are you going to feed on love is the question. Love is the main thing, but money helps the love.
Okay, so love is the main thing, but money helps
it does.
the love.
It does, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. So let me come back to Gifty and Yao. There, I mean, you guys have heard the submissions of, our callers, our viewers. What do you think? Amashofa just did it for me this morning. Because he talks about, and I think he talks about the power of two. The fact that you. I mean, the Bible says, one can slay 1,000, two can slay 10,000. The power of coming together with somebody to achieve something. Is that something that maybe we've started to overlook? That importance or that value that's placed on the power of two people coming together to do something.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that has been my basis actually, because you see. I'm still on this issue that wealth first. No, when two people come together for a common purpose, trust me, they are so powerful that the world cannot stand them. All right. And I believe that two people can make the greatest wealth of their time by not necessarily waiting for another third party to make the wealth for the other person to come and enjoy. But they will fall in love, and then afterward, they will make their wealth together and enjoy it together and remain in love till the end.
Okay.
To the contrary, somebody else can have the wealth, okay, but because there is this sense of entitlement, I made the wealth. And especially when it comes to the women, when they make the wealth and the men come in, they put the men in a point of subservience. What do you say? You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then the relationship is based on rules and regulations. When there are rules and regulations, it's like walking on eggs. You have to be careful not to break any. And then it doesn't become a love relationship. It becomes a master-servant relationship. So for me, the two
Hello.
And Yao, I'm going to come to you and take your submissions on everything that has been said. Wait. But before I do that, I'm going to talk to my last caller, Nelson, my very last caller. And then I'll come to you, Yao, and then you can kind of, end things for us. So let me speak to Nelson. He's calling us from the Upper East. Nelson, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, Nelson. So what do you think, for love or for money?
In fact, none of them.
Oh, okay.
None of them. Let me make my point.
Okay, make your point.
Love is inherently designed in every human being. God placed love in every human being. Money is what we work for and get on this earth. And so when you want to consider marriage, it is not love that you look for, because love is already designed within you. So it is inherent. Now, what you need to consider first is your interest. Is your interest. The reason is that when God talks about a man shall leave his parents and go and cleave to his wife, and they both become one. That oneness in what? Is it by physically or spiritually or what? It is none of them. But they become one in purpose. In purpose. So that is where the interest comes in. So your interest must define who you marry. If your interest is for money, you will get the money, yet the relationship will collapse, because money can be destroyed within a twinkle of an eye. You can get money and lose it. So if you go for money, your relationship will not last. That love that is within you can love everybody. But what makes you choose A from B is your interest.
Okay.
So That is exactly my point.
Okay, it's
so
a great
you don't
point.
Look for love.
Okay, it's a really, really great point. Thank you, Nelson. And not for love or for money, but for interest or for purpose. So really, really great point. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who called. Okay, Yao, so let me just finish off with you. So what are your views, I mean, first of all, on everybody else's views, the arguments that have come? And and what's our final decision? Are we doing this for love or for money or?
So I've heard all the comments. It was rather interesting to note that the lawyer had two lawyers when the first person clearly misunderstood me. But I think that's already been said. Anyway, I'll say this, right? Fundamentally, there's data actually to show that couples tend to have more financial discipline than singles. So couples can save a bit more money if their financial philosophy is alike. Actually, 67% of couples, this is the Association of Bridal Consultants. This is a US-based study, but basically says that in the first year, what couples, whether they have money or not, fight about is more of the differences in spending habits. So this is the point I'm making. I mean, if you don't have and you marry somebody who doesn't have, you probably find love and be very okay. If you marry somebody whose spending habit varies significantly from yours, even if you have money, you're likely to hit problems. The fundamental point is this. And I think that the last caller did intimate that sometimes it's about why we marry one rather than the other, rather than marrying somebody. And that's a completely different conversation. So if it comes to, if we're having the whole conversation and what should I prioritize in terms of the choice, it may not be love or money. And I don't understand this conversation to be all of that. I understand this conversation to be love and money in terms of priority and the reality,
of course,
and that's my understanding. I came to this with, in terms of the reality between love and money. I think there is enough data to suggest that the reality begs for money, because see, and this is an anecdote. A young man would marry and will probably spend 50,000 on his wedding. He probably has borrowed the 50,000 to start the wedding. Now, right after the wedding, cameramen are coming for their money. The bridal, everybody is coming to scream for the rest of their money, and he's paying the loan he hasn't finished. I cannot see, and the wife gets pregnant, and they must pay school fees, and they must buy Pampers, and they must take the wife to a hospital. Maybe I have a distorted reality, but I cannot see how you live in this world without money, where money is a medium of exchange of value. You're not going to create a doctor. You're not going to create Pampers. You're going to have to buy them. You're not going to build a school. You're not going to homeschool. Even if you're going to homeschool, you're not going to be the teacher. You're going to have to pay somebody. I think that the basis for necessities of life and the realities would beg a bit more of two people living happily than just the chemical reaction happening in their mind called love.
I get that.
And so but I think the most important thing, and that's what I want to end off, is rather on the spending behavior, the spending habit, and the philosophy about money for the two people, rather than having it. Because as I said, 41% fight about money once in a while, 1/5 fight at least once a month. But the larger part of the data is really about the philosophy and the spending habits. So bottom line, just find somebody you agree with on your money
on your
and spending
philosophy.
patterns.
Yeah. I get that. Fantastic angle, view, to all of this. And maybe something we don't think about as much, that sometimes it's not how much money we have, but it's actually how we choose to spend it and how we make decisions based on that. So thank you for that, Yao. I knew I could count on you for something extraordinary. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you to Gifty, who we lost a little bit earlier. I'm sure it had to do with internet or something, but thank you guys so much. Okay, so that's our Relationship Friday done, for love or for money. I hope you've I don't know, maybe taking something away and to help you make the choice a little bit easier. All right, we're going to go for a break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about where your district placed on the district level competition, measuring health, sanitation, governance, and so many other issues. We know Adenton was first and best when it comes to sanitation, health, and issues like that, how the district deals with them. I'm sure you want to find out where yours plays. So we'll do that right after this. Don't go anywhere.